All right.
I'm thirsty.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you for helping me participate with this little project. I'm taking a school counseling class, and because in the future I want to become a school counselor, maybe college counselor, and that's the reason for this project. And what I would like to, I guess, explore with you guys is career colleges, to see, explore your opportunities for furthering your education and moving on to different careers. Okay? So if we can go around and just state your name.
My name is Ashley.
My name is Alexia.
My name is Erin.
My name is Carla.
My name is Diana.
My name is Ingrid.
My name is Elizabeth, and we know each other for the past 3 months.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, yes. And then the other thing here is, it's just, I'm trying to create an environment where you guys feel safe, comfortable, and feel free to discuss and bring up any points, anything that you'd like to speak about. And we can also interact amongst each other, and we can help each other out, okay? All right, so the first thing I'd like to do is I have a little flashcard, and on this flashcard, you can write down your name. So make sure you pass these down. Write your name, and then on one side of the flashcard, write down if there were absolutely no objections, there was no limit. What would be your ultimate dream career? Oh, you need a pen? There you go. There's no barriers, so money's not an issue, time is not an issue, family circumstances are not an issue. If you could pursue any career in the world, what would that be?
Oh, any career?
With no money is no
multiple.
obstacle. If it costs $200,000 to get your degree or your career, there's no obstacle. You
Could
can
you
do
have
it.
more than one?
Yeah,
Oh,
you could.
We'll do it all.
Okay. When I was little, I wanted to be an astronaut.
You did. What happened with that dream?
I'm not too tall, first of all. What else? I don't know. Then I'm like scared of outer space, so no thank you.
Oh, well, now they have that shuttle, right?
Yeah.
You can pay how much money to get up there?
Really?
Yeah.
I want to see the moon.
Yeah, these are some big dreams.
So when you're comfortable, you can just hand it over to me.
Oh, I have a brother.
You want to write it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you know what? This is a time when you're at the right age where you can, discover, explore different things. So,
What would be like a good job? Helping people, like homeless people with, how some people, they go to homes and they feed them and whatnot.
Mhm.
Is there a certain name for that? Or just in general, people build homes, like they build the ones right here for them?
right,
What
yeah.
are their titles?
Like Habitat for Humanity,
Yeah.
that type.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, there's many associations where you can do that with. So,
Wait, so if you working with foster kids, what is
Uh,
that? A social
social
worker.
social
That's
worker,
the-
social working. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. All right.
I'm thinking big jobs.
Yeah.
If
Think
there's
big.
no limitations.
Like when you were a kid and you used to say you wanted to be a fill in the blank, and then you grew up and things didn't turn out the way you were hoping,
Architecture.
or you're on your way there at the moment.
I want to be a vet.
You want to be a what?
I used to want to be a vet when I was little.
Oh, nice. You like animals.
I think I wanted to be everything
All right. I wanted to, you guys know what I wanted to be? I wanted to be a doctor. I never played with dolls. Not really. I liked to collect little glass bottles, and I used to pretend they were medicine.
Oh.
That's what I remember. I don't remember dolls.
Why'd that change? How did that
Life.
change?
Yeah, interesting. Life, I suppose. That's why we're
Life.
doing this here right now, right? So, would anyone want to share what you wrote in your card?
Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Erin.
There's a few. Paramedic, and then detective slash
Mhm.
investigator, or like a RN in ER, or like a social worker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's
I-
right. Detective.
That'll be dope.
So, yeah, I'm
I'm
really
already
into
like
that.
a chismosa.
Man.
So you have to be very, you know, there's
Oh,
a strive.
detail oriented. Like you gotta look at everything.
Mhm. Yes. Would anyone else like to share what they wrote down on their little card?
I put ER doctor, because I really do want to do that, and president, and then, right, and I forgot the last one.
Be it business?
Oh,
or-
business owner, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to have my own business.
Okay, right.
You want to, because you still can.
I'm gonna see if I start.
You could be
Yeah.
president
Pharmacy.
and have a business.
Maybe a business.
Isn't that what our current president does?
Yeah,
Let me just make
Or
sure that.
management, you can take a management
I'm
course
actually
also.
taking those,
Oh,
but
really?
it's just like, where do
All right.
I?
Anyone else?
Architecture, engineer, and I forgot my last one. What was that? With the red?
On the red?
Oh, I put my name.
No, that's not you.
Oh, yes. There was a physical
Oh, that's you.
therapist for kids with disabilities.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Another
An engineer, architect
Yeah,
and
architect.
engineer. Okay, all right. Anyone else would like to share? Ingrid? No?
Well, when I was little, I was thinking to clothing designer,
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
and also
Next week's sort of bad.
working with kids, like pediatric doctor
Oh,
or
okay.
chef.
Nice. Okay. Anyone else? No? So a lot of aspirations for being a doctor, being
Working in the medical
a
field.
medical field.
Yeah.
All right, okay, all right. Now, out of those aspirations, what do you think, you're all young right now, you're what I describe as young adults. What maybe stopped you from furthering on
Financial.
and financial reasons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Or like maybe not enough like sources,
Yeah,
because you gotta
sources.
really like dig for information. You know what I mean? Like you have to. I don't know. I feel like it's harder to find information about certain things.
Okay, okay. And yes.
Oh, like if it, like she was saying, like imagine thanks to Job Corps, we didn't even know this school existed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there should be a lot more programs that
Right.
like sponsor like schools like this, occupation centers, because it's all about like community college, universities, and those are really expensive, and like some
Yeah.
people are not, you know, like financially stable to afford those type
Right.
of things.
Yeah.
But like no one knows about these.
People should know
Yes,
more.
And
Yeah.
starting a part-time career like that can really help with further
Yeah.
education.
Mhm. Right.
It's
Now,
like opening doors.
I'm also kind of wondering, when you were growing up and your family, what did you hear as far as college and furthering your education to get the career that you
Trying to get a
wanted?
scholarship.
What
Oh, yeah,
was
a lot
said?
of scholarships.
It was expensive.
Was it
Yeah,
that Yeah. Did they recommend it, your family members?
Yeah, that's all they talk about.
Really?
Go to college, go to college, go to college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad said to use sports as a way to get a
Yeah.
scholarship,
Okay.
because yeah, a lot of schools look at that.
Okay. Yeah. And so raise your hand if you consider college to be an important process to be able to make a better living? Or do you need to go to college to make a good living?
I feel nowadays
I
it's
feel like it's
necessary.
necessary, actually.
Nowadays it is? Oh, that's good. Let's see, let me show you something here.
The economy, man. Even with college.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, this little handout here, you can look at the one that says median weekly earnings. There you go. So if you look at the side, it says median weekly earnings by education. Do you see that?
Yes.
By earnings education?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at, it has the list of all the degrees you have and then the earnings weekly. What do you think?
What's all workers?
You don't know?
We know.
What's the difference between a doctoral and a professional teacher?
Oh, there's
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm working at which one?
Median weekly earnings.
Mhm. So if you notice, if you have less than a high school diploma, what is it, a weekly earning?
It's $493.
Right. And when all of you here have a high school diploma already, right? So
You know
the
what's
median earning is,
I've noticed that a lot of jobs don't even ask for a high school diploma.
for example, such as?
All the jobs I've been like
On track.
Yeah, like I worked at a warehouse. I worked at as a receptionist. I worked like different. No one's ever asked me.
No, that's the thing. One of my teachers, she said that she didn't have her high school diploma, but should still. I don't know. I think she wouldn't say that she didn't have it, but it's another thing
Right.
that.
They don't require evidence, correct?
Yeah.
They don't want. Yeah, they don't.
Right. Sometimes there are some jobs that you apply to, and what they ask is for a copy of your transcripts, official copy of your transcripts. That's how sometimes some employers verify that you have completed a certain level of education.
Maybe like higher paying jobs.
I think so, right, yeah. But, let's see, if you have a bachelor's degree, currently, most of you don't have an associate's. If you have a bachelor's degree, do you see any big difference between a bachelor's degree and somebody with a high school diploma?
Yep.
How much of a difference?
Like
do you
half. No, less than half. Like a quarter of it.
see? Right, and now you guys are now working in the pharmacy with pharmacists, right? They're basically in the doctoral degree section, because they're doctors, right, of
Yeah.
PharmDs. Look at their weekly,
That's how much they make a week?
on the average, somebody with a doctorate degree, on the
No
average.
one never have to worry about bills ever again.
Never worry about your bills?
No.
And you said, Ashley?
I said they're living life, they rent paid for.
Yeah, they don't even. They could go out and they could go to a restaurant and not even care about how much they
Oh
spend.
my god.
And they probably don't even check their bank accounts.
Like me, I gotta check.
Right, every second.
Yeah, me too. Every time I make a transaction, oh, I hope I made it.
But remember, one thing to remember is sometimes, even though they make a lot of money, it's not about
Well,
how
it's
much
how
money
you
you
be
make, it's
smart
how
with it.
you use the money.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
saving is so important. You can make so little money, but if you save it, you could come out with a lot.
Everything's so expensive nowadays.
Oh, yeah, it is. All right, now let's turn it over to the annual earnings. Which can you identify with the most? Weekly earnings or annual? Or does it matter?
I feel like
Do you have one? Do you have a backside?
No, he doesn't.
maybe
Weekly.
I don't think annual.
You like the weekly? You can relate to that more? Okay.
I don't care what the bachelor's
Bachelor's is 56,000?
I'd be happy with
That.
associates.
Yeah, right?
I'd be happy with that.
And then you have
Because
a
even
professional?
32,000 is not that much.
No, not anymore,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Okay.
not that much.
Right. And I know right now, who was it you guys were saying that at Job Corps, a lot of people are losing their jobs, right?
Yeah.
So in today's society, in the old days, they used to say that somebody could start working at a certain company and work there for the entire life, retire, and have a pension. How many of you know anyone who is in that situation?
Who is in that?
Mm-hmm.
My nana.
Yeah? Your grandma?
Yeah, maybe my grandma too.
Yeah? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
She has retirement because she was paid for
Mhm. But if you notice, there's a lot of changeover in careers, right, and in employment. So, for you right now that you're starting out your careers, you're experimenting. For some of you, pharmacy tech is something that you will like or not like as much, correct? But is it wrong that you're here doing this?
No,
No.
Why not?
because you're doing something about it. I mean,
Well,
you could choose just to be at home doing nothing. And even so, even if you don't mean liking it, if you still get hired, you're still making money, you know? While you look
Yes.
for something
Still
else.
Okay.
stability.
and then it's like a stepping stone to other things because a lot of the medical field use pharmacology and so
Networking.
Mhm. Networking is a stepping stone. What else?
Stability is something to.
Oh, yeah.
stability.
And like, cause a lot of jobs are,
Foundation.
yeah, like you're not, a lot of jobs just lay you off. I feel like pharmacy or like medical is more like stability, like she said.
And they can help you go to college too and whatnot.
Yeah.
And stuff, pay for that stuff.
Uh-huh, yeah. And I know, Diana, you also said that you could be doing nothing at home,
Mhm.
right? I had one student one time who said, I asked, he graduated at 18, high school, and then he came here like 2 years later, he was 24 or something, and I said, what have you done between those 2 years? Because people usually work, doing different things, and he says, I was at home. I said, doing what? Playing video games, you know? So you make a good point to say that at least you're doing something, you're working towards something, it's a stepping stone. Now, as you guys are discovering right now, do you like the pharmacy setting? Raise your hand.
Well, the one right now, yeah.
Do you like the people you work with?
Yes.
But it also goes back to the word networking. Sometimes you never know where the right person and the right connection is going to come to help you and to move up to the next step, which maybe will be provide a big increase in pay, right? And I've had certain pharmacy managers also tell me that one of the most important things that you guys can do is network amongst yourself. You know how, especially with texting nowadays, after our class is over, you guys are still going to be able to text each other and Instagram or do all that stuff you guys do, right? But also the people in the pharmacy managers are seeing how you're working, even if they're quiet, even if they don't say much to you. But in the future, sometimes they call me and they say, you know that student? Can you have their phone number or so? So it's right, okay, that it is a stepping stone, you're working towards something. The other thing is, even though maybe you don't like the environment as much, maybe you do, all the skills that you're learning, are they gonna help you?
Yeah.
How? Dealing with all these difficult people with attitude, how is that gonna help you in the future?
Any job you do with customers, the majority of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And you interact with people every day, so it's part of life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And are we gonna like what they do or say
No.
or act?
No.
What do you do right now? You're volunteers in a way, so you can, if you really wanted to, and I hope you won't, you can walk out. But then I'm
Not
not in
deal
your
with it.
class, right?
Yeah.
But imagine if it was your job, right? Brand new job that you just got, you need money, then can you just walk
Oh,
away?
they won't tolerate that because they're actually paying you.
Yeah.
It's coming out of their company.
Yeah, you walk out, they do something they don't like, then you're out, right? So, this is a pharmacy technician. Most of you don't have any other degrees or training, correct? This is
CPR.
basically, CPR, this is basically your first training. So, what do you think, in order to be able to live the way you want to live, where on this scale would you want to be?
Masters.
Income-wise.